All right,
Yeah.
everybody, we are here with Kavita Bambri, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina, and another special guest who will make appearances. That is Karina, and Karina is 4 years old. So, Karina and Kavita is working at Central Piedmont
Mhm.
College in North Carolina. And you are a college counselor and a CRM specialist, and you wear lots of hats on campus. Tell us a little bit about some of your other work that you do on campus.
Yeah, absolutely. With this is Karina, my 4-year daughter,
Yeah,
and
I for my letters.
yeah, very good. You can spell letters, very good. And this is our new work norm. I
yeah,
don't
right.
generally bring her when we have student meetings and family.
You bring me sometimes.
But we do. I do bring you sometimes. Exactly.
When we're
Because
very
she was
lucky.
close.
Today we're very lucky.
Today you are. It is Saturday, and we have our Family Friday staff meetings. We've moved the name from staff meetings to Family Friday,
Yeah.
just to kind of understand that hey, we're all in this together. So the staff meeting name has now become Family Friday.
What a
As
wonderful
well.
idea.
So
Okay, I want to
if you're
repeat
looking
that.
for that idea, that's number one.
I
Family
want to
Friday.
repeat that the staff, like the staff meeting on Friday is now Family Friday. What a great idea. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's
Yeah.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Jason sees your name. Very good. And we talk about updates
Yeah.
for the college, what's going to happen to our students and us. And we have appearances, just like Karina is on my lap, we have appearances.
Right.
Sometimes we get distracted with the appearances, like what's going on there. But I work for Central Piedmont Community College in the capacity of a CRM analyst, as
Yeah.
well as a recruiter for high schools in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to Hopewell High School, of course. And it's a Charlotte Mecklenburg High School.
Yeah.
And right now, we're all wearing many, many hats. We
Right.
are recruiting, we are retaining, we are engaging students, we're advising students, we're even advising parents,
Right.
guardians, grandma, grandpa, whoever's on the call, and just giving them some assurance on what's going to happen on the fall term for Central Piedmont Community College. So there's a
Right.
lot of things going on, Jason.
There are a lot of things going on, right? One of the things that you also do that I saw on your resume is that you're a career coach.
Mhm.
Can you explain what that means a little bit?
Yeah, so I came here as an international student, Jason,
Yeah.
in 2003, got my MBA in finance from Fairleigh Dickinson University, very close to my heart. And due to visa regulations and everything else in between, getting a job out in the corporate world was very tough. So I had worked as a grad assistant with residence life, student life, managing
Yeah.
programming budgets and things like that, running the new
Right.
student orientation piece. And my very good mentor, Dr. Usama Sheikh, said, this is higher ed for you. This is it for you. Student affairs is for you. Forget the corporate world. This is where your personality is. Gave it
Right.
a shot. Started looking there. And always on the back of my mind, we also, we worked in residence life. So coaching residents, coaching the staff, how do you take the res life experience, transition into a mechanical engineering experience? What skills are you going to use?
Yeah.
How are you going to use that conflict management, communication, public speaking in the classroom? The things that we are teaching you in student affairs when you're running your floor meetings, you're doing things. How's that going to transition? So coaching has always been part of me. I work with high school students currently a lot. So
Yeah.
coaching, giving students a purpose. What's your purpose? What do you want to be?
Sure.
That famous question, Jason, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's a
yeah,
little bit
I'm
of,
still working on it.
that's my answer. We should be working on it. If
Yeah.
you give me a blank answer and say, this is, I'll be like, great. But so what are you doing right now to get to that,
Yeah.
long-term, short-term goal that you have? So coaching has always been part of me. Right here, coming as an international student, there was 2 years prior
Right.
preparing, the GMAT and everything else in between. So there was a lot of coaching that I received from mentors as well. So I just take that and, every nut, piece and piece that I can pass on to a student,
Yeah.
to a parent, or even to a former colleague, or to my colleagues when we're working within this unique environment, it's always appreciated.
Oh, that's great. And with the students now, the students that you're working with and that you see, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm assuming, I'm guessing, I probably already know the answer to the question, that you really are encouraging your students. And this is something that you explained to me the other day.
Yeah.
You're really encouraging students to embrace this platform,
Yeah. You
to,
know,
to build this into their skill set of communication
absolutely.
tools, right?
Absolutely. You know, if you are a high school, you know, if you're a college graduate, you graduated graduation class of 2020, right? Big shout out to them too. I think your employer is going to want to know, how did COVID change you? What did you adapt?
Yeah,
How did you adapt? You
right.
know, it's easy to kind of get down with things,
Mhm.
but what did you do? Did you take a class? Did you professionally develop yourself? Did you start a YouTube channel for, you know, your fellow peers who were in the
Mhm.
same boat? That, hey, I'm afraid, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm just trying to reach out and connect with somebody and get an
Sure,
opportunity for myself. So that's very, very important. You know, we're teaching our students adaptability.
sure.
You know, it's great that you graduated. It's great that you're looking for your next opportunity, but not necessarily that opportunity may come to you.
Yeah,
COVID or no COVID, you know,
right,
how do you make your own opportunity?
right.
I think that's very important
Right,
to keep or telling our students, you know, stay motivated, stay focused, stay on the goal,
right. And one of the things you said
you
about
know,
just being a creative, you said starting a YouTube channel, but the opportunities for creating content,
absolutely.
not just creating content, but creating events, right? Creating
Yeah,
gatherings of people,
absolutely.
creating, right? So that would really help a student stand out and encouraging the advisors to encourage our students
Hmm.
to create more than you consume, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And create more, I think, in our terms, in our way, in my
yeah,
daily day to, I always ask myself, how do I meet my student? Can I go a little above and beyond? You know, I am fortunate to have that high speed internet, the technology, etc. So I do have some things in favor for me. So
mhm,
as my role, what can I do for this student? You know,
mhm,
if they say, hey, I'm only available at 6 p.m., can I meet you then? I'm bagging groceries, I have a job, I'm supporting my family.
sure,
As an advisor, it does touch me a little bit, you know.
yeah,
um, and I do, you know, go above and beyond, not every day, Jason, not every day, not
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
everybody. So I do want to put that out there too. You know, self-care and mental health, and, you know, taking care of yourself and setting those boundaries are important, but just going a little step further, meet your
sure,
student, it it means a lot. It
right,
has so much value. And it's just that satisfaction that, hey, I helped the student. I met them at 6 o'clock, virtually, online. Meet your student where they are. You know, online
yeah,
is our platform.
right,
That's what we need to do.
right,
And kind of engage with that student that, hey, what's going on?
sure,
Why are you only available at 6 o'clock?
yeah,
You know, for tell them to get to know them a little bit more, you know.
right,
I think that's very, very important at this point, because we know we want to put classes on your schedule, you want to register, you want to be out of the door as soon as you can, but hey, let me stop and ask you,
right,
is everything else okay with you? You know, so
right. And
taking that 1-2 second just to check in.
right, that's a great idea for advisors who
Mhm.
advise student leaders and those student leaders will be working with larger groups of students, right?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
the more we can make the connection with the students that we directly advise, like you said, go
Mhm.
that step further, ask why are you only available at 6? Like make the
Yeah,
connection because when you have that connection, it's easier to one of the things I say in my summer camp world is connection before content,
hmm,
right? So let's before we ask them to help accomplish a goal, let's make sure that we're connected as humans before we work towards something together, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's also, we are in this virtual environment, Jason. So I
Mhm.
think connecting can be a barrier, but if you, I think when I told this yesterday, oh my God, I see the guitar. And if I'm an avid guitar fan or I love
Right.
playing a song on the guitar, I'm going to connect with you,
Sure.
you know, so that connection is very, very important. So you're talking about that 2 seconds that you have just to connect to a person and then get down to business. So that's very, very important.
Yeah. And one of the things you said, you gave me a really neat idea about next time you have a meeting, tell everyone to bring something with you. Explain that. Bring something with you.
So bring something with you. At one of our family Fridays, what we did was our supervisor told us, our Dean of Enrollment Management, actually, Dr. J.J. McKinnon, said, bring something with you. If it has a story, it could be a book, it could be a pen, it could be a Post-it note,
Yeah.
it could be your favorite beverage that keeps you up and going.
Yeah.
But, something that'll connect, get to know us a little bit more, just break away a little bit from the
Right.
normal,
Right.
all right, updates and things like that. I thought that was so super cool. And Mother's Day had just passed by. So
Sure.
my little one made me a small little coffee cup with cute little flowers in it. And I said this,
Where is it?
where did you hear that?
Yeah, we would love to see it.
Where is it?
Karina, we would love to find it. Go find it. It's a scavenger hunt.
It's in her keepsake box,
Yeah.
the memory keepsake box. But it just kind of reminded me of
Yeah.
the motivation to come in every day and not only show Karina that, hey, mom's doing this, but also to motivate myself that, yes, this is somebody's child. This is somebody who I'm talking to. So I need to make that connection. I need to engage with that person. So as well. So it was great to kind of know,
Yeah.
oh, this person is an avid reader, or I didn't know they were an artist, because they were like, yeah, I painted it from March to May. That's when Mother's Day was. I took that back up as a hobby. So it was cool to kind of know our team of 30,
Yeah.
all the things that they got in it. It took us a whole hour.
Yeah. Just
I just
that was
go through
what
it.
a wonderful way to connect,
But
right?
that's the whole purpose. That was the whole purpose of that day. Bring something with you. Let's connect. Forget the business. We know the business. We just want to connect.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So I know that you mentioned residence life earlier. You were an RA for
Ooh.
a couple years, and then took a leadership role as that. But how did the lessons learned as an RA and working with residence life transfer to the work that you're doing now?
I think in higher education, we always have to connect and serve our students, uh, the floor meetings, to the knock on the doors, to those pizza parties. I think all that is just because of COVID and how the world is going to go look after COVID, it's transitioned virtual. So,
Yeah.
there you go. There's the painting.
Oh, you worked hard on that.
There's a little painting.
Yeah.
It's not the same painting, but there's a paint.
And this one I don't know. Never seen.
That's Han Soto. So all your Star Wars fans. That's
But I
Han Soto.
can't find that one.
All right, let me finish up.
Hey,
Let me finish up. Come
Karina,
back.
will you go look for that mug? Will you try to find that mug?
It's outside.
It's
Oh,
outside.
Down here.
I have a question. Will you draw me a picture?
you want to draw Mr. Jason a picture?
I don't know what that is that.
You can draw a picture of me. Draw me. Look at my
No,
face.
I don't know how I did.
Maybe you can draw the alphabet J.
Pretend
Mr.
that
Jason.
pretend that I'm a Star Wars character.
Maybe a J and a star next to it. How
Ooh,
about that?
that would be neat, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome.
I'll
So,
make him.
from Res Life to what I do right now, it's still serving our students. The capacity is different. Community colleges is a little bit more because it's more community based and things like
Yeah.
that.
Look what I found.
All right, baby girl. She's overtaking. She's overtaking.
That's okay. This is going to be
Um,
the best. This is going to be the best conversation. It's going to be the most popular interview.
But this is what Res Life is. It
It
has
is.
taught us to make those connections, go out of my comfort zone. And if you cannot, you get an artwork, you do some things.
Read the book.
We will read the book. Absolutely. You read the book. If you need to read, take whatever Residence Life has taught me. And I think it's taught me right from pizza parties to drawing to artwork to reading, taking all that virtually,
Sure.
So we are meeting with our students. We are conducting advising business and things of that nature. But there's also an element of fun. I
Yeah,
do like to use the, hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay? Have you done anything fun lately? Just
mhm,
asking those questions.
yeah, yeah,
It just takes off the ease a little bit. Like, oh my God, classes are going to start August 10. I'm trying to register. I have not done anything. I'm like, oh my goodness. Internally, I know how you feel, but I just want to take the ease off for
yeah.
like that half an hour time that we have together, just to kind of, it'll be okay.
But
It'll
it's
be
interesting.
okay.
You,
We'll
you
get you in the class.
you asked the question, what have you done lately that's fun? So do you intentionally ask
Yeah.
questions that are positive answers
Yes.
that lead to positive answers? Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I am a very positive person. I like, being positive is very important,
Yeah.
because I feed off energy. So if I get
Sure.
good energy, I'm gonna absorb that and feed it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
Some students I have to work hard to, some are not easy to open up. You're like, oh, who are you? Why you want to know my life? Get it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe the second or the third call, they're
Yeah.
going to tell me what's going on in their life. And I'm like,
Right.
all right, I got you. This is
Right.
what we're going
Right.
to do. This is where you're going to go. And I'm going to walk you through virtually what's going to happen,
Right. And it's in those conversations that you can really encourage them to embrace this platform.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to make our students comfortable, saying, I want you to get comfortable and ask for help. That's
Yeah.
something we don't do a lot. Being even a
Yep.
mom, I don't ask for help. But if I tell Karina, hey, Karina, I have a call, I'm going to ask you, this is my ask. Whether it
Right.
happened or not, I don't know. But I did my portion that I felt good. And, having that honest conversation.
Yeah.
Karina, mom has to take a quick work phone call on the Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Sure.
Bring your stuff, sit here, join it.
Right. Right.
you know um, and I think that's going to be the new norm for the rest of the year.
Sure. Yeah.
you
And
know
it really is wonderful. It really is.
so that connection is authentic,
Yeah.
important, true, positive, and it's meaningful
Right.
for somebody even if it is there is a computer. I'm not looking at your face, I'm looking at that little camera
Yeah.
smiley face. I put a
Yeah.
little smiley face next to the camera, so
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
gives me an attention where to go and who to
Yeah.
look at. That person feels that energy, the
Right.
warmth
Right.
that they would feel if they were an RA or if they were working on campus and they were holding a virtual floor meeting,
Right.
or
Right.
in-person meeting, excuse me,
Hmm.
and now just changing that format to the virtual.
Yeah, that's great. And I actually I'm going to quote you right now because I asked you this question and you may not remember how you answered it for me. But I asked you when I said, "What's your advice to other advisors across the country and around the world right now that are working on this platform?" Can I quote you, or do you want to
Yeah,
answer the question?
no, go for it, go
Okay.
for it.
All right. The quote was, and I said, "What advice do you have for other advisors?" You said, "Go virtual,
Yeah,
get online."
yeah,
Go where the students are, and I think you meant like check out some of the social media platforms, right? Maybe
yeah.
like some of their posts, and right, is that what you were referring to in that?
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a meeting to do, utilize Zoom, WebEx, whatever your portal is. But there is, students form their own community. You know
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
We will push to form our communities, but there will be the cool floor of third floor XXXX building, the
Yeah.
cool mechanical engineers of class 2022
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the future. And they're doing their TikToks, they're doing their hey, I got a question. Who's taking this class? Do you know this class? You got this textbook? Can I use this textbook? What were the quizzes like?
Yeah.
That's the community that we have to be aware of, that, hey, we're doing this, but students already got this
Yeah. Yeah.
way
Yeah.
before we stepped in and started telling our students, yeah, go this, go there. They're like, yeah, we already have a mechanical association, mechanical engineers,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
231, those of all of us who are taking the class, we just formed our group. We're exchanging notes and things like that. So that if I hear that, that's half job done, Jason.
Right. They've already
You know,
connected.
they've
Right. Yeah.
already connected as an instructor, as an advisor, they're already going to be successful in that class. That's
Right.
very, very important,
Right.
because if I can advise somebody and tell them, hey, you have to take this class in order to move on to your four-year university, because of our, feeder channels and things of that nature from a community college perspective. And they have that nice little community that, yeah, you know, 3 of my classmates in that class are transferring to Chapel Hill. They are transferring to Charlotte. I'm making UNC Charlotte's job easy.
Right. Well, that's a really good lesson also for anybody that's involved in student activities. Like if we're if we're planning an event, it's possible that the students have already started working, like, and that you can see where their interests are, right?
Yeah.
And maybe sort of let that guide the events that you're planning when you find out that the majority of your students on your student activities committee are already meeting somewhere and doing something with other students on campus.
Right.
You know?
And you know, our college has about 70 plus clubs and organizations, and student life is, you know, slowly transitioning all of them to a virtual community. And that's great because that community can also be, hey, I know you're taking my class. We've seen each other virtually, or I've responded to a couple of questions that you had on your Blackboard for the summertime when I took classes. So that's very important. Those clubs, organizations, keeping that momentum going.
Yeah.
And that's why I say meet the student where they are. Just keep the momentum going. Whatever we were doing on campus, to the best of our abilities, money included, time, energy, effort, everything included. Just keep that momentum going.
Right.
So the student feels like,
really it is a solid lesson, because even when we were on campus, and think of your student programmers or your student activities office, which I know you're friendly with and encourage all the things they're doing in their co-curricular, is that, you know, if you're creating an event like a grab and go event or a performer or a comedian or a speaker, you may have a space that you think will work and you're trying to get students to go from where they are, which is the parking lot, to the student center to class, but you're trying to do something in a building they don't go to. Go to the building that they're already in.
Exactly.
Go to where they are.
Exactly.
And just think about that in the virtual space as well.
Yeah,
right?
and you're so right. We did, you know, college week for, you know, our undecided population, about end of June, to kind of get them a push to see what resources, the programs, and the campus location that Central Piedmont offers. It was a great event. Yeah, they had about 900 people sign up, and I had about 25 people come in every day for an hour. You know, and they're chatting up, they're asking questions, and even they were so fired up that our presenters were like, we were not expecting there will be so much audience and that they would be so lively, because they wanted to learn about service learning because they had done that in high school. They wanted to know, they were part of this particular club, ROTC, is that available at this college? You know, so kind of keep that momentum going.
That's great. And this was a virtual event.
Yeah.
What
was our first virtual college week.
Wow. And you had a big turnout.
I had that turnout, and I said, you know, from a recruitment perspective, we had to alter our strategy. Otherwise, we're in high schools, we're doing, you know, these events, convention center, career fairs, things like that. Can't go right now. We're safer at home. Phase 2 at North Carolina.
What platform did you use for that?
WebEx.
WebEx. Yeah.
WebEx. Cisco WebEx is our official college platform.
Yeah.
And we prefer to stay with that based on, you know, FERPA regulations, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. It is sometimes we use the tools that we are provided.
We use the tools that we provided, and students are like, well, I'm not familiar with it. Well, get familiar with it.
Yeah.
You gotta go out of your comfort zone, right? Yeah. It's like the first day of job. Oh, I'm not comfortable with, but you still put your shirt on, get your cup of coffee, press that elevator button, and go up to work. So similar thing. I'm more familiar with Zoom. Is this available at Zoom? It's not available.
Yeah, but with all of them, as we've all seen and we've all learned, as soon as we jump in, the learning curve is quick. None of it is. We're not getting our PhD in rocket science.
No.
By learning the platforms, they're designed to be user friendly.
They're designed to be user-friendly, and you learn something new. Last week, I had the ability to do a usage report for all the events that I've hosted. So it tells me who was there, how long they were on the call. I mean, you talk about, when I told my dean this, he was like, get a scoop of ice cream and celebrate. I said, forget the scoop of ice cream. I'm getting a glass of wine. And he was like, oh my God. But that's the effectiveness. If you know
Right.
how to use the tool, use it
Yeah.
to your advantage. Don't
Right.
be afraid of technology too, because I've seen
Yeah.
it. Oh, I'm not comfortable. You got to get comfortable. This is the new
Right.
normal.
Right. Get comfortable. And that's great advice to everybody in higher ed right now. It's like if your institution uses this platform, jump in. The
Jump
more
in. Just
familiar, because the more familiar you are with it, then it's not an issue.
exactly.
It's just a tool.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I mean,
Right.
I can't emphasize that enough. I
Yeah.
mean, when Jason, shared, may have shared this with you. We were in middle of advising for our college connection program, which is a priority program for high school seniors to register for classes, get enrolled, and take that big vacation when they graduate. We were in the peak of that when COVID shut us down.
Yeah.
And me and my colleagues sitting under there like, oh, what is going to happen? And I said, we got to go through a WebEx. We got to go. We can't wait for 2 weeks later we'll get back to you. No, that's crucial
Right.
time I'm missing. I'm gonna miss people if I don't do anything in 2 weeks.
Right. Right.
And just we went virtual. We just jumped.
That's great. That's
And
great.
advising, this is what we're doing. Orientation, this is what we're doing. You got to jump too. We're
Yeah.
all jumping. We'll
I
figure
feel-
it out. Our
I,
first
I,
session.
I feel inspired talking to you. I really do. I feel inspired. It's great. It's great that you've given me some really great lessons today, and
Yeah.
and as a you also taught us all a great lesson in just being honest and vulnerable. Like, this is your family space. It's also your office,
Yeah.
right?
It's my office and
yeah.
my
And-
eye, it's everything else in between.
Yeah. So really, what probably one of the most important questions that you might not be expecting me to ask you is,
Oh boy.
when did you really fall in love with Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey, I will tell you, she has a very special in my heart.
Okay.
Hero is my favorite song. As an international student, you go through those up and downs of, visa regulation, immigration status changes, this and that. And then you start questioning everything. Oh my God, is this really for me? Should I go back home? That afraid, that fear, that, oh my God, I'm not going to be good at this. It's not going to happen. What if I get deported? Whatever. But I always listen to that song for inspiration. You talked about inspiration.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the words of those songs, it's a long road.
Yeah.
She actually says it's a long road, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not quoting her right now, but that's the essence of the song. The fear, the afraidness, the long road, acknowledge it and move on.
Yeah.
Do what you can do. The universe has a plan for you. That's basically how I see Hero.
Right.
It's the hero lies within you.
Yeah. So it's a
You
great,
know?
wonderful song. Now,
Whew, you made me emotional, Jason.
just talking about it.
Just talking about it, it brings back so many
I
memories.
know. I'm gonna put right after our chat. I'm gonna go listen to it.
Yeah, I want you to put that as my intro song, all right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll call Mariah and get permission.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right. So we have choice. I mean, would you be willing to? Okay. So here's the options.
Oh my goodness.
Would you sing some Mariah Carey for us, or would you sing Baby Shark?
Oh my Lord. I will prefer to
And I say Baby Shark because I know maybe we can get Karina back in the shot.
Yeah, we've lost Karina.
Okay.
We've lost Karina. I will have to open the door and get her. I think she's gone with her dad. Moved on,
Yeah,
20
good.
minutes, moved
Yeah.
on.
Right.
The typical student, she's 20 minutes and moved on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I said Baby Shark because that was at one point the highlight of our day, the highlight of my day in the car, dropping her
Yeah.
off, picking her up. That was the song to be till the point it was like, all right, as soon as she's dropped off, the CD changes back to something else.
Right. So I have been singing with a lot of my guests. Would you grace us with Mariah Carey, or would I won't.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll just freestyle,
Freestyle. Yeah.
It's a long road, but the hero lies in you. 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 That's all.
It does. It's wonderful. That was great. You're the best. It has been such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Jason. It's been an honor to talk to folks in the field.
Yeah.
I hear you, I understand you, but just keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum going is my only piece of advice. Because if our students see us doing the same thing, they're looking up for a role model. They're looking up at, oh, what's Miss Bomri doing? Oh, what's Miss Bomri doing? Oh, Miss Bomri, I have a question for you. I'm here. I'm here. And my students know when I'm here, and my students know, okay, this is family time. Just like, all right, you need to get some rest. Don't message me at 3 o'clock in the morning, because if you do, I'm going to ask you, what are you doing emailing me at 3 o'clock in the morning, man? Do you expect me to respond? No, I'm taking a nap.
We should all get your phone number. Every advisor in the country should have your number in their phone. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna just check in with Kavita, see what she recommends right now.
Just take a break. You need that call. You need that call sometimes. Say, hey, I just
Yeah.
need to call and just blow off some steam and talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm here, man. I'm here. Follow me. I'm here.
Well, Kavita, thank you so much for being here today. It has been wonderful. You're inspirational. It's so nice to see what you're doing with your students. Thanks for all the great advice.
Oh my
Have a wonderful rest of the weekend.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you.
See you later.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Baby shark, do, 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 baby shark, do, 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 baby shark, do, do.
Okay, sing it. Baby
Okay, your
shark,
turn.
mommy shark, do 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 do.
Mommy shark doo doo. Mommy shark doo doo. Mommy shark.
Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is my pride and joy.
Yeah.
Pride and joy.